So this is by far the longest video I've ever done, and I've left it sort of slightly unedited because it is a massive learning curve on my part. I've never stripped a turbo, and I've never done out with turbos really, but obviously I blew mine up, and I needed to work my way through building a brand new 25-year-old Power Enterprises PE turbo, the PE1215S, that cost I think £3.5 to buy it originally, and I'll go through all costs. I would imagine most people will either watch the whole of it because they are about to rebuild a turbo, or you have a PE turbo and you want to rebuild it and make it brand new. It's pretty in depth. It's a massive learning curve for me, so half the time I don't know what I'm doing, but I figure it out, and touch wood, we've ended up with a good result. So I would say enjoy, but it might be a bit fucking boring if I'm honest. But anyway, see what you think. And please like and subscribe. My subscribers are steadily getting up, and my watch time steadily getting up. And I know I'm only doing it to basically as a record of what I've done, but other people might like what other people do like it. And hopefully if you subscribe and like or hype or whatever you do these days, it'd be a big help. Cheers. Right then, so we're gonna take this fucking thing to bits. Now, I've ordered a new one. Well, I've ordered one off a Hyundai Terracan from Max Pedin Rods. Now, we're not sure if we're going to be able to use all of it. There's half a chance that might be the same size. There's half a chance that's going to be the same size. So we could have the exhaust, manifold and system able to connect up. That side's different, so I may need to use this housing so I can fucking just get my intake on. But anyway, let's start. So first of all, we need to take wastegate off. And what I noticed first is that side of the wastegate isn't tight. So spanner check needed in future. So wastegate is just external wastegate. You've seen it on other videos. And that is what controls your turbo boost. Well, that's the spring actuator anyway. So that is, fuck off. That is one actuator. Right, next we need to split it. So hot side, cold side, and it splits there. And I give it a bit of a twat, but it didn't seem to want to come. But I can't twat it really hard because I don't want to break out. So PTFE hammer. I just don't give it too much of a fucking walloping really. Well, that didn't fucking work, did it? Right. Let's try let's just try and knock something into it. That's about as much use as a fucking fart in a spacesuit. Tell you what, let's take compressor housing off first. Let's see if we can see. Alright then. Let's not fucking bother. Oops, hello. Let's use a vice. Might be better for fucking twatting it, to be fair, as well. Right. Uno. Dos. Twat. Yeah. Six. Right, that's all of them. Bear in mind, I have never, ever done anything with a turbo before. I suppose first time we try anything, we get different results. First time I drove a car was very exciting. First time I went rallying was very good. I can't really remember, but I'm guessing first time I ever had sex was decidedly fucking average, but what the fuck's going on here? Haha. That ain't even fucking sealed, it's just been like fucking... Not surprised it fucking blew its ass back up there. It's like some fucking shit paste. What the fuck's that? Oh, fucking oil going everywhere now. What's that? Oh, there's fucking oil everywhere. It's all in compressor housing. What the fuck? There isn't even a seal in there. Some twats had that apart. And it's just like fucking... In fact, it's not even covering half of it. Just... See down round here? I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's hardly fucking sealing. Well, I'm not surprised that fucking blew, because some fucking budget twats had their hands on it. Anyway. Unless, of course, it were Power Enterprises who did the original fucking kit. Because, there you go. And it's got a serial number. Power's Turbine High Response Series. Not in, is it? Because I fucking high responsed it, and it fucking high responsed itself off into a fucking cloud of smoke. But we've got a little bit of play in shaft. Just a little. You don't want any play in your shaft. Not a lot though. It's spinning very, very nicely. So essentially that whole fucking caboodle's in fairly fucking good nick. Which fucking way did I have that on? I mean, it don't matter which way this goes on, to be perfectly frank. Right, it has to go on that way because I'm a fucking... Yeah, I like that one. And it has to... No. It has to go that way. Because... Why have they put a fucking extra hole there? What the fuck's that all about? Anyway. Right, now we need to fucking knock this twat off. Is there a... Don't hit it too fucking hard. I mean, that's the only other bit that can fucking come off. The rest of it's cast. It's that wants to come out with that. Fuck. Is that all? Hang on. That's going to come out with outside. I'm learning as I'm going. Oh. Right, I need something strong and hard. That doesn't appear to be it. You know when you want something and you know what you need, but you don't really know what you need until you found it. I'm not using lump hammer. I'm going to just drag that out. Useless. That's too fucking thick. My estimations looking at that is, if that's the fucking seal, there's got to be a seal on outside as well. But if that's the seal that's blown, which it fucking looks like it is, then I'm sort of guessing, based on my limited knowledge of fucking turbochargers, that, boys and girls, is the issue, because it's basically just fucking blown all its fucking shite out there and covered itself. Basically what it's been doing, looking at that, is it's been leaking oil into, bear in mind, air goes in there. I don't fucking know now. Air goes in there. The exhaust gas turns the fucking turbine in there. The exhaust gas, the inlet goes in there, and it fucking, and then that goes to my intercooler. So it goes in there. The exhaust gas creates the pressure that fucking, that goes into intercooler. But if that seal's been leaking, where's the fucking oil come from in the first place then? The oil's in there. So, right, ignore me, I'm learning. That doesn't really matter. It does matter, but all it's doing is keeping air in so we don't get any air leaks from inlet to turbine and out. So the oil seal's in here. So it's that bit that I fucking need. So that it's in, the oil goes in there and it comes out there. So there must be an oil seal in the back of this compressor shaft. Do I have to take compressor shaft out first? I don't know. Bear with me a sec, caller. Right, that is 4950mm. I can't tell what the compressor housing is inside. Oh, the compressor housing. Can't tell what hot side is. Probably 6mm less. Now that, at first I thought that fucking seal's rubbish, but that seal doesn't really matter because all it's holding is air, and obviously air goes in, gets, so that's just having an air seal, is that? But can I fuckers like fucking split this bastard? So I'm gonna keep trying. But more I'm looking at this, more it looks like that Max Pedo rods one that's coming on Thursday. It's actually out for delivery now, so it might end up here tomorrow, but we shall see. Right, so what we have here is we have original plus gas. This is from about 1922, but we're going to sling some of this down here. I mean, what's worse that can happen? So we'll let that soak in a bit and try again. Right, another thing I need to do is, just got Bob that there, is, fucking get off. I need to whip my oil drain out because that'll have to go in new one. Now this PE kit, I believe, was about $3,500 in America. Ugh. Can't really see that, but it's a bit crusty. Now, if it is, which it very much looks like it is, this Hyundai Terracan turbo with possibly this. I mean, all it's different from Hyundai. The Hyundai has 3 bolt holes to be able to bolt a air filter housing onto. And this is different, so it's possible this is just off a different car, but everything looks the same apart from that. But I can reuse that because it ain't got any moving parts and it ain't got any seals apart from that, which I can seal that back up with some suitable sealer. I mean, don't get me wrong, it needs a bit of a clean because it's been firing fucking oil through it, but not end of world. Right, so we've got drain off now. I don't want to take that compressor housing off. Oh, hello. Now I've been fucking hitting it, it's now making a noise which will tell me that I have actually moved the fucker. If I hadn't moved it, it won't be making a noise. it wasn't earlier. Oh, encouraging. Remember advert? Diode code break. Only I look fuck all like that geezer in advert. What was his name? Can't remember his name. I think he did a fucking advert with his cats on for Wrangler or Levi's in a fucking laundrette as well. And he's probably the same age as me now, I bet he's an out fat fucker. Least I'm getting. That'll do. Oh, you fucking beauty. That is how you split a fucking turbo. Right. Let's have a look at. Well, those seals are fucking well and truly gone. Oh, no, that wouldn't sound right good. I wonder if they've just got loads of shit behind them. I think it's just loads of shit behind it, if I'm perfectly honest. That's cleaning up now. Right, so you can see. Oops. I'll move the tripod. This is absolutely full of shite. Where's all that fucking come from? It's literally full of like fucking. What the fuck is that? It's like fucking. It's like fucking swarf or something. What the fuck is it? Bear with me, caller. Something else I've just noticed. We're looking at that and wondering why it was so fucking mangled at top. And I've looked back over my video, and that was on that way around. I don't know if you can see that, but it should be on. That way around. So I've been restricted to the exhaust gas going out because that hole now lines up. Right then, let's do a bit of box opening. So, in here we have a brand spanking, gaskets. We have a brand spanking new Power Enterprises PE turbo. But it ain't though, is it? This is a turbo from a Hyundai Terracan 2.9 CRDi fucking thing, which I'm hoping this bit's the same. This bit's the same, but it's going to need clocking round because I wouldn't swear to it, but mine sits like that, and that is the drain. So I'm guessing on a Hyundai Terracan, it sits that way up, or like that even, because that is the oil feed up top there. So, but my manifold is like that. So this needs undoing, the C-clamp, that needs clocking round. This compressor housing has a bolt-on intake thing. So the compressor housing needs to come off, and the wastegate is set for a diesel. So we are going to attempt to build a brand new PE turbo from part of mine, which would be, just 1 second to call it, the compressor housing. So I need that off the PE, which, let's have a look and see if it looks the same. Is it going to fit? It certainly looks like it's going to fit. So we need that off my original, because I need that to attach to my intake. The wastegate's set for a diesel, so that needs to come off. It's fucking identical. Tell you what, even fucking things in it. I bet if I took that Power Enterprise sticker label off it, it'll be the same thing that's under there. But we might do that later, but anyway, that's not for now. So I think we can make a brand new Power Enterprises PE1215S turbo. Beautiful. Right, so I've just removed this circlip to get that wastegate arm out. So now we need to stand it on this end and whip. I'm saying fucking whip. That's fucking tight. Twat. Then we need to whip wastegate off. I don't really like doing this to a brand new turbo, but needs must and all that. Okie dokie. Philly Porky. So we've got some new bolts. And we take, what we do if we can fucking get it, take said pipe off. Right, so we have a wastegate off a diesel fucking Hyundai. I do believe, as well as the Hyundai, there is a Kia model that uses the same thing, but anyway, spares. They may come in useful. Right, next we need to remove compressor housing. I'm going to just argue QC now because that last one wasn't overly tight. That one is. That one's reasonable. Now for clarity, this kit, when it was new, was, I think it was $3,500. What the fuck? So fucking family of pigeons living in fire area. Anyway, I think it was $3,500 new. and fair dues, there's a bit gone into manifold and stuff, but this turbo, I mean, I don't know what that's off. It will be off something, I'm not sure what, but this particular item here, this has cost me 122 whole British pounds for a brand new turbo, and it is from eBay, and it is from Max Pedin Rods, which I get. There'll be some hate over the fact it's a cheap Chinese turbo, but I'll be perfectly honest, I couldn't give a fuck, because if it works, it fucking works, doesn't it? Right, well, that has been sealed with it's like sump sealant, Durcoat Grey sump sealant, which is the best sump sealant. In fact, I've got some, and that's what's going back on it again. So let's have a look at this compressor housing. So if I were a betting man, what the fuck's that? Okay, so there's a couple of small differences. The wastegate is in a slightly different position. So it is off something. I'm just not sure what. But just for sake of trying it on, that's why. Haha, right. So if I fit it that way on, which I don't know which way it needs to go on yet, but hang on, yeah, they all line up. So on that way around, everything lines up, but that is the wrong way around. That needs to be facing t'other way. But everything else is pretty much fucking bob on. What I do need to do is check that so everything goes round okay. That sits within the compressor housing as it's supposed to do. But when I've clocked the cold side, once I've turned that upside down, it'll be facing the right direction. So yeah. So what I need to do, let me just clean this up, because let me get a piece of, without doubt, the best kitchen roll in the world ever. And if anybody tells you or tries to tell you any different, call them out on it. This is Blast from Aldi. You can get it wet and use it as a cloth. Bear in mind, I am definitely not sponsored by Aldi, but it is fucking shit hot, is this stuff. Better than any that the other supermarkets do. So we'll give this a good wipe down. And then what I need to do is I need to be very careful of that compressor wheel now that I've got it off. Now another stroke of absolute luck is it don't come with any studs. So there's two studs on manifold which go through like that, and then there's two studs that fit onto the turbo. Now when I bought my manifold, or when I bought the kit, I bought some new studs for manifold, and I bought Honda ones, and Hondas have 7 manifold bolts and Toyota have 5. So I've got fucking 2 spare brand new ones. Unfortunately I've lost a bolt. I've got 1 bolt but not the other, but that's least of my worries at the moment. So I have hardware. Right, we now need to be in fact, you know what, I'm just going to put this back on for the time being because I do not want to damage the compressor housing. So I'm just going to throw a couple of bolts back in here. Let me just put my little gloves back on so I don't get my pinkies filthy. Yeah, last thing I want to do is damage that, what is it called? Fucking no idea what it's called. Turbine fucking thing. Right, so let's go back to C-clamp. C-clamp. Oh. How easy do we think this is going to split? Oh, I don't want to fucking hit this. I really don't want to hit this. I'm going to have to hit it. Ooh, I don't like doing this. Let's see if I can just separate it. No, we can't. I'm going to have to take a knocking stick to it so we get it in exactly the right place. So the way I'm going to do this is, and I have no idea whether this is correct or not. Just going to nip them up a little bit more. Right. I'm going to just try and knock this off. Then I'm going to sit that down that way up so we don't get any rubbish in it. Right. Oh, there's a little pin there. There is a little pin that goes in a pinhole. Right. There is a pinhole on this. But on this one, there is a pinhole, but no pin. So that pin needs pulling out. So, let's see how loose it is without damaging anything. Because quite clearly, that doesn't need to be there. Pin out. I can now clock the turbo. Let's get back to the Aldi Blast. Right, let's just try this on the car for size. You need to come with me. Right, this is all looking quite straightforward so far. So let's bob you down. There. So let's get that out of there. So if I sit that on, there like such, that sits on there like such. Now, no. Okay, so I've got 1 bolt and 3 studs. So I need to look at getting the studs out of there for that. But that sits on there nicely. So I now know where I need to. So that sits on there nicely. So I now need to, I can see where I need to clock that turbo to. So that sits on there. This now, because I know my oil drain is at the bottom, that needs to go very carefully in there, like such. Which sits my oil drain at the bottom. Now what I need, I'm just going to put this C-clamp back on because I can still spin it round. Twat. Because I don't want that falling off. And me being in a fucking world of pain. Fucking getting you, twat. Because if that falls off, then I am in a world of pain. That needs to go on there like such. And that needs to go on there. If I tighten it up, but not super tight, turbo won't fall off, because it can't, and I won't risk smashing the fucker to smithereens. So test number 2. Bear in mind I'm on wrong compressor housing. So that fits on there like such. That goes on there like such, which is absolutely perfect. The drain, once it's bolted down, is now sat and my feed is sat absolutely cock on. And now I need to see where the compressor housing is going to end up, because that one second, caller. Because my compressor housing sat like that. I mean, I can change the pipe work a bit, but that needs to go. That needs to be next holes round. So right, so I've just roughly bolted my old compressor housing on, so let's just have a test fit. So, you know what? So that is going to go in there like such. The exhaust is going to fit perfectly. The intake's going to fit perfectly. That's the problem, because that was, how the fuck did that work then? That was coming up from down there like that. Okay, so you can see that. So this pipe was coming up from down below. So I am going to have to clock this round down there. So it needs to go in next all round. Not too hard though. Fucking hell, it's a lot fucking easier than I thought it was going to be. Let's come back over to the bench. So that wants to be in the next one round. So get out, you twat. Why have I pointed you over there? Fuck me. Well caught. How's that? So that needs to go in that hole there, I do believe. In which case, that will be why there is an extra hole drilled in there. So let me just bob these back in again. So I'm going to throw that one in. Where the fuck's the other one then? Oh, I've lost a ball already. What the fuck have I done with that? You stupid twat. Right. That wastegate's doing me fucking head in. Ah, right, yes, so wastegate's in the right place now. So that's going to sit on there. Go to the wastegate arm. So I need to drill a hole. Let me see this. Basically, all the holes line up except this one here, so I can get them 4 in. But that one don't line up. When I've got it clocked that way, they all line up perfectly. But if you look on this one, there's an extra hole. So that is exactly what they've done. Now, slight issue, it's filthy. It's just not right, is it? It needs cleaning. So what I have got is Autosol, but my works car is currently in a quick fit having some tyres fitted. So when that's ready, I'm going to nip home and get some lunch before I come back down here and start drilling holes. Because I need to drill that hole in there, tighten C-band up. I then need to block the drain so I can fill it with oil and spin it round, get it lubricated, and then get some Durco on here, fit that to there. But I need this nice and clean. So if you see Nikki, don't fucking say up to her, but at lunchtime it's off in dishwasher. Then I'll come back and autosol it. Right then. Okay. I'm so looking forward to doing this. I love drilling holes in brand new fucking shit. Really? You know what? I'm not fucking using that one. We'll go back to plan A. This will be better. I don't know why a fucking chuck just fell out of that. That's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever fucking seen. I don't want any fucking swarf near this fucking turbo. So we'll give this a good clean out. The worst thing that could possibly happen is getting swarf near this turbo. So clean, everything's gotta be fucking clean. Safety guards are alright, but fucking pain in shit. Where is my plug? There is my plug. That's better. Right, so what I've done, I have centre punched that all. We are in the centre punch. And we have taped this up so we don't get any swap in it. And we're through. And then what we're going to do, we'll pick this up. Beautiful. Then what we're going to do is, where the fuck's my blower? And what we're going to do, so what I want to do now is clean this off. It's a cheap, shitty fucking thing. But we're going to keep working with it. going to give it a bit of a clean up. Unfortunately, when I got home for my lunch, the dishwasher was full of, or not full, but half full of dirty pots. So I just fucking filled it up and fucking put it on with pots in. Right then. So let's get another piece of blast. Let me move you over here. Oops. Fuck my old boots. Ah, twat. Right. Let's build it up. Right, I want just a little smidgen of Durco grey around there. So we go with some Durco grey. Super smash and marvellous. What you could have won. By my reckoning, that should do it. Then so goes there, and that goes there like such. What we do? We wind let me just have another test fit. Right, so now what we can do is I'm fucking really ought to put my gloves on, didn't I? So now this sealing, so that's clocked in the right place. So we now fasten this up. Check that. Right. That feels tight. Right, now nip these up. I know you can't see this, I'm just fucking talking to myself. So the drain came out that way. Right here. So I've cleaned all the surface of that up, and we have a gasket for it. I've also got a gasket. I'm assuming that's for water feed, but that seems a bit bizarre, having a gasket on water feed. I mean, it could be for oil feed, but we're on a banjo. with copper washers. So by my estimation, that means that we're not using that. So let's get the drain in. What I will do is just go have another little test fit. You can't have too many test fits, because once the fucker's going on, the fucker's going on. So stud number 1 going in. So these are the brand new studs. Now I know I need studs for the exhaust side, but I ain't got any. So I'm going to order some, because I need 3 studs. Oh, that's a bit fucking weird. So on here, on my old one, if I look at that, I had a stud in there, but there's only that one that's threaded. There's a bolt goes in there because it goes into fucking cast. So what's that all about? I need a stud in the exhaust side on that. Or I'm going to have to use a nut and bolt. I think it's going to have to be a nut and bolt. I mean, to be fair, I could put a stud in there. Why can't I put a stud in there? So I could put 3 studs in and then have a bolt. Anyway, that's had a weird thing fucking welded onto a fucking wastegate. Am I going to have to weld something onto this fucking wastegate to make it work? Who knows? But speaking of wastegates, let's have a look at said wastegate. So that's going to go on there. That's going to go down there. And that needs to join onto. Let me put some bolts in. Wastegate on. Basically, hang on, let me stand up. Ah, twat. Let me stand you up and see if I can show you. Right, basically, my wastegate, that's how it was fitted before. So that needs to be over there, but it's bending wastegate, so I'm going to have to bend this bracket that I don't think I'm going to be able to bend. Because that needs to be there, but that's bending that, so that needs to be more of an angle that way. You learn as you go, don't you? Why's one bolt got a washer on it and the other one is a fucking, tell you what, whoever made this for to start with fucking fair bodged it, if I'm honest. Right, wastegate, so that needs bending. I'm not sure how yours will be because mine, so that's like that. Let me just leave that bolt on, just temporarily, while I show you what I mean. What's going on with that fucking bolt? There we go. Mine's had this fucking thing welded onto the bottom of it. I'll be honest, I don't really want to do. I think somebody's made a bracket and gone, oh, do you know what, it'll be easier to just cut something else, drill some holes, weld it onto a fucking thing, when all you need to do is alter the fucking bracket. There are some bare ends in this world. Right, so we need this end to be, right, this might be a bit bangy. straighten it up. I mean, it might work. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to slot a washer behind there. Just to, I'm sort of hoping it's going to work as it is. But if I put a washer behind there, that's alright. But I haven't got any preload on that. So that needs winding on a bit. So that is dead bang shut. Now what I'm aiming for is a quarter or half of a hole of preload. So we've already preloaded. So if you can see in there, can you see in there? Yes, hopefully you can. So you see in there, you can just see some at all. So for me to get the bolt through there, I'm going to have to pull the wastegate arm out. That gives me some preload on my spring. But what I'm looking for, I can't find. I need like a circlip bolt. Now, because this one, my old one, were bodged, I was using a nut with a weird washer on it. But I am going to attempt to find the correct thing. C-clamp's done, wastegate's done, compressor housing's nipped up. I've just got this wastegate arm to sort. Am I going on top of the arm, or am I going? I'm going on top of it. As decided. But I need a fucking circlip thing. I'll turn you off while I go find a circlip thing. And the fact that you're looking at my fat fucking belly anyway, so. I've just typed exhaust out way because it was fucking doing me head in. Right then. So, we're ready to go back on. I still need to get the studs to go in the exhaust side. So, it's not an issue. I can fit them afterwards. And I still need a what they call clevis pin or pivot pin with a circlip for my wastegate arm. But other than that, I think we're alright. So I'm going to use the new gasket, put on the correct way around this time. And I'm going to use the old, well, I'm saying old, it ain't old because it's only been on fucking half an hour. Because it's a little double thickness thing. My new one that's come with turbo is only a single, so we'll reuse this one. I'll just clean it up a little bit before I put it back on. But that's not, obviously that's not going back on until I get the studs. So this is, put new studs in that side. We'll have new studs in the exhaust side. I've got my wastegate arm to do, but what I've realised is if I move all this out of the way, get my socket on. I'll certainly get it on easier. So anyway, right, here goes. Right then, so that is on. I shall put, I've got, now I already had these in, hello, I already had these in stock. Basically there's some like bolts with, they're serrated so they don't come off, they're almost like locking nuts for hot things. Now I had some of these already in stock, so put one of them on there. We will put the brace for the manifold that holds it to the cam cover on there. Have I put it fucking right way around? Of course I put it the right way around. Why don't that seem to fit now? A bit fucking peculiar. Anyway, it will fit. Because I will fucking make sure it does. Right, so... Why are you a twat to put on? It don't help because I've got fucking gloves on, but... Well. Alright, that fits up there now. So that's that on. So you can't, I know you can't really see what I'm doing here, but anyway, you get message. Get the message. Get the fucking idea, picture. Fucking hell. Right, and then I should have two studs sticking out of the bottom of here. Oh, we definitely on. Is that fucking, are they touching there? No, they're not. Wonder if they were fucking touching them, but they don't appear to be. So now with wastegate arm out of wear and wastegate out of wear, I may be able to get the socket on there, but I don't think it's going to be 13mm, are they? Oh, yes they are. Okie doke. All that out of the way. And right, this is fucking 2-1. This is fucking going on right this time. Not having any fucking pissing about like last time. In there. What I will do is put that cam cover bolt in. It's tight. It's very tight. Basically. We're all back in now. I just need to tighten the bolt up and then put the oil drain, oil feed, intercooler pipe, wastegate arm, studs in for exhaust, and we are back up and running. So basically I'll get all that ordered, all the bits that, a couple of bits that I need. I'll get them ordered tonight, so they arrive tomorrow. I'm over in Yorkshire tomorrow, back on Sunday, and hopefully we're back out Sunday. One thing I forgot to film because my battery died, when you're putting a new turbo together, fill that up, basically block drain plug at bottom, and fill that fucking hole full of oil, and then spin the turbine by hand just to get oil into your bearings and stuff. I think they recommend about 15 revolutions. I've probably done fucking loads, but anyway. But yeah, so that's another thing to remember now. I need to clean it all up because I don't have a funnel small enough and I missed, and there's fucking oil everywhere now. So, but yeah, that's one very important piece to the puzzle. I ordered some stuff last night or yesterday, and Santa Amazon or Amazon Santa's been. So what I was short of was studs. So we've got more studs, and we have, I'll just throw one of them under there, the serrated type of bolt that is difficult to, well, it doesn't vibrate off. I know you probably can't see it top of my head, but anyway. New intercooler, Jubilee clip, crevice pin. Now these have come from Amazon, but they've not come with a split pin or anything like that, which isn't an issue, but I've got a funny feeling. I ordered 8mm, which is the same as the Isuzu, the Hyundai in fucking Yorkshire. Same as that, but it looks like my wastegate arm is ever so slightly smaller. So I'm going to have to either grind fuck out of that or drill a bigger hole in my wastegate, wastegate actuator arm. I'll decide on that in a sec. And for the bastard bolt, there is a bastard bolt on the turbo, which I will show you, that you can't get to. It's just a long reach socket won't go in, a thin long reach won't go in. So what I've ordered is a 1/4 inch stubby socket with a small extension. I've already got a big extension. And then I also have a socket that goes on end. So I've gone from a 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So that should be able to tighten the fucker up. That's my first job. Second job is studs. Third job is Jubilee clips. Fourth job is fuck about with this actuator arm. Fifth job is I'm going to roll it back to a map which I had on at Barben, and then, because I know that we're alright, so I'll wind it back to that map and then I'll start again, but not go as giddy this time. That said, I probably mentioned it earlier, but that is probably set at, in fact, tell you what, should we find out what that is set at? Right, so I'm going to show you the bastard bolt. It's my own stupid fault. Well, it isn't my own stupid fault, but basically where that brace is there, these manifolds have got to be braced, because otherwise all weight's on them and they crack. And there's the fucking bolt down there. Now I can spin that out of the way, I can move wastegate out of the way, but you still cannot get a fucking long reach socket in there. So what we shall do, we shall take stubby 1/4 inch socket with 1/2 inch drive, see if we can get that on there, which we fucking can. So I can now be safe in the knowledge that that bolt, beautiful. I'll tell you what, let's get this intercooler hose on first, because it's doing me fucking head in. So this is for that. That's on. Why do they always twist? And the other one fucking twisted. It's not fucking coming off anyway. Right, studs. Studs. So I may need a washer. I may need a fucking washer on that. Let's get the gasket back on. Goes that way on. gasket on. String off. That's on. Right, so what I've got, studs are a bit thicker. They've got like, needs a thick washer on anyway, so what we're going to do is put a thick washer and then the thin washer. That's quite cheeky. Right, that's the last one to do. Right. Right. Torqued to spec. Right, so that wasn't, the hole wasn't big enough, and I bought these 8mm. Anyway, I've just drilled it out, so now that'll go in there. That'll go through the wastegate, through the arm, and it will be a Bobby Dazzler. Get that up there. So that is 1/4 of a turn. So now all I need to find is a split pin. Now I think ready for a start. Right then, let's look and see what happens. Right, so we've got to leave this for 15 minutes so new turbo gets lubricated properly. I've already put, obviously, I mean I'm fucking gassing myself, but we're pretty much all there. I'm just on tick over for the time being. Just for the time being till turbo gets warm enough and lubricated enough. It says about 15 minutes. It is blowing a little bit of smoke, but it's probably just about coming up to temperature. And yeah, it's not quite at temperature yet, and it's running pig rich down here, so obviously it's still warming up, but generally I've not revved it yet until turbo gets properly lubricated, but I'd say that could be a result. So hope you weren't too bored then. It went on a bit, I'll be honest, but in theory you should get a start to finish on rebuilding your PE turbo. Now in the description I'll put a link to the Hyundai bits that I bought that were £122. I bought some new studs, the little wastegate arm connector thing, I forgot what you call it, crevice pin. The gaskets came with the turbo, and I bought that socket. All that lot come to like 12 quid or something. So for 140 quid, I've basically put together a brand new turbo from 25 years ago. So what an absolute result. I've got a new map, but I'm going to go back to an old map. I'm not keeping the map that I had on it when I blew it. So I'm going to go back to an old map, and then I'm going to steadily start increasing boost again. And there is a problem with ignition timing, but anyway, I'll go into that at a later date. But it's not a problem with the timing, it's a problem with the Apexi and how the software FC edit works. But anyway, I think between me and 3-pot MR2, well, actually not between me at all, he's sussed it and told me about it, so he's going to have a look at that map, and then we'll get that loaded up, and then we'll go again. Unfortunately, Hill Climb on Saturday has been cancelled, so I needn't, well, I didn't rush it, I just did it, but yeah, result absolutely brilliant, and congrats PE, Power Enterprises, because to be fair, you must have made a fucking fortune out of that kit. Anyway, on to next time.